Bitcoins and beer, Bitcoins and beer. Here is Norm. He's a storm as he screams and raves and rants. He is here drinking beer, spilling Bitcoins on his pants. Hello, it's me, Norm again. Here once again to drink beer and talk about Bitcoins. Today's rant is going to be a little different. Let me get the light. Okay. Didn't really help, but oh well. Today's rant's going to be a little different because, well, first of all, I'm sitting on my couch. Second of all, because I'm going to try to post this on Steemit, which, Gregory Mandarino, which I used to follow him before Bitcoin when he was a silver guy. And I was actually quite surprised when he started talking about Bitcoin. But yeah, follow his channel, Gregory Mandarino. I don't know how to spell his last name, or maybe I'll put a link. I don't know. First of all, let's start off with today's beer, which I'm looking at. It's an old favorite, Sierra Nevada Torpedo, and I'm not even sure if the audio is coming through, so hopefully it is. Otherwise, I'm screwed. I don't want to do this again. I'm trying something different. But Starship Enterprise going through the universe, past the moon, because Bitcoin's already been past the moon. So let's get started. Bitcoin. Wow. 3 wows. That's Dogecoin. Wow. Surpassed the moon. It's on its way through the universe. Of course, now my girlfriend calls me. I'll probably cut this part up. Maybe not. Depending on how long the video is. She's texting. Okay, so now I have no concept time of how long it's been passed since I've tried. Yeah, whatever. Well, today's rant is about the crazy cryptocurrency explosion. No, it really has been an explosion. It's not about the philosophy. Well, in the past I've talked about the Bitcoin philosophy. I've talked about the value, trying to explain the value. People have a hard time getting their head around the value, the philosophy of not only Bitcoin but money. People really have no concept of money, and that's part of and the economics and the technology they just yawn at. But they're asking me actually, what is Bitcoin? That's not the question they should be asking when they have no concept of technology. They should be asking you, what can Bitcoin do? Or asking me, what can Bitcoin do? Bitcoin can transfer wealth from one place to another cryptocurrency, I should say, not Bitcoin, can transfer wealth from one place to another in cheaper and faster than the current technology out there. The current technology for publication, let's say, when before the printing press, current technology, writing a letter and mailing it somewhere. Printing press, you could print it out, print newspapers, whatever, and then you're getting yesterday's news on your front porch the next morning. Video came out, and then you're getting film at 11. Or a film came out, you're getting film at 11. And then video came out, you're getting some real-time stuff. But that all costs a lot more money than transferring it over the internet, where you can actually like just type something up and somebody could type in a URL or IP address or whatever and get the information instantly. Or you could send it to the IP address. Use Simple Mail Transfer Protocol, SMTP, and they would use POP3, Post Office Protocol 3, to download it. Later became like Internet Mail Transfer, or IMAP. Internet Mail something. Um, but who cares about technology? It wasn't about the technology because people only heard anagrams and BS they couldn't understand about that technology, and it was about what it could do. You saved on materials costs, of course, because you didn't have to buy pen and paper or ink or ink or paper or storage costs for the ink and paper if you're a publisher, and then delivery costs was a big part of it too. I mean, that was a huge part of it. And then it took days to get to you sometimes, depending if it was a letter or a publication or whatever. And so you're getting old news. But when the internet came out, you were getting instant news instantaneously without any of those costs. But now you can buy a credit over here in cryptocurrency. You can buy a credit and then transfer that credit to somebody else. It's a vehicle for wealth, basically. And they can get that vehicle instantaneously without the cost of middlemen, delivery, storage, insurance. Like, if you're transferring wealth before, you have to transfer gold, silver, or copper, whatever. And then insurance, weight, whatever. Or how would you transfer wealth before? And then it became paper. But you still you had trust system of if you transfer U.S. dollars, like money through the mail, you have to trust the carrier, and there's a whole vetting system in that. And all that stuff is gone with Bitcoin. You're not paying for that stuff anymore. You're just sending. Whether it be from one phone to another, across town, across country, halfway around the world, you're just sending that. Is there value in that? Is there value? So it's cheap. It used to be not so easy, but now it's becoming easier and easier. Just like email. Wasn't so easy at the beginning. Which is why people strayed away from it. Because they didn't understand SMTP, Simple Mail Transfer Protocol, or POP3. They call it POP because in the telecom world, POP1 was actually point of presence for a relay. And I don't even know what POP2 was, but POP3 was Post Office Protocol for Internet. Well, you don't care about that. You're probably yawning by now. It says SMTP, HTTP, TP, yeah, whatever. Depending on how many beers you had and how technological savvy or interested you are, because it all comes down to interest in that point. So, and you hear about blockchain and Merkle trees and white Satoshi Nakamoto white paper and stuff like that. Do you really care? Is it really important to you? Or can you transfer wealth with a token? You buy a token and you transfer it to somebody else for whatever, and you do the same thing with PayPal right now, don't you? Don't you do the same thing with PayPal or a credit card? You punch in a number and you push it away. Actually, they pull it into your account and they push it back into. But with Bitcoin, they're actually the person that is taking it from you is pulling it from you and pushing it back. So, does that make sense? You just got this psychological hold on you about money, what money really is. Maybe you really don't understand what money is. Look up Socrates' currency. It has to be divisible, it has to be portable, it has to be all these things. And Bitcoin actually doesn't only have all those things, it actually has more. But you're some sort of, well, a lot of people, not you, but maybe a lot of people, are religiously, like, I mean, a lot of people are religiously, like, believe God is their money, even though they don't admit it. They think they're Christian, but, Jesus, John 2:15, hated money. Just look up that little Bible verse, John 2:15. He hated money. He hated that whole thing. There's a few other Bible verses about, but that was about subjective money and how the woman gave 2 copper coins, and that's subjective. But and Nine Inch Nails sung a song about it. Well, it's about the First Commandment, not the First Amendment, freedom of speech, but it was about the First Commandment. Was thou shalt not worship any gods before me, because they all worship a golden calf. And but people are doing that. They're worshiping money. Nine Inch Nails had a song, God, money will do anything for you. A lot of people do things for money that they wouldn't do for their God, or they swear they wouldn't do for their God, and they'll still do it for money. So, psychological, there's a lot of things out there that cryptocurrencies have to overcome. But it fulfills all the cryptocurrencies. I'm not talking about Bitcoin in general, I'm just talking about cryptocurrencies. Fulfill all these things. When you go into a casino, you buy a chip that represents money. When you buy cryptocurrency, you buy a block of data that represents money. It's a vehicle for money. That's all it is. And then you can cash it in for whatever money you want. I know this is a kind of a random rant, but Monday night random rant. Cheers. I'm gonna post this on Steemit. I'm gonna try. You find it if you're watching on YouTube, because I'm not gonna say my Steemit name because I accidentally put my last name there. But cheers. Satoshi saved Satoshi earned.